Can you listen to me clearly? Can you all listen to me clearly?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so is there any kind of doubt related to whatever I had explained in the last few classes?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I shall proceed. I am going to first of all share my screen. Can you all see the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I had already explained you the meaning of stress. Then I had also explained you whether stress is good or stress is bad. Then I had explained you some of the causes of stress. Today I will be explaining to you some of the signs of stress and what is stress management and how to deal with stress. So I hope you all can see my screen clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are some of the signs of stress. So how to figure out, how to know whether you are stressed or not? Okay, so these are some of the signs of stress. So if you are doing these things, or if these things are actually happening, then that means that you are stressed. Okay, you are stressed or you are tensed. Okay, if you are doing these things or if these things are happening, then that means that you are stressed. Now, the first sign of stress is sleep disturbance. Okay, sleep disturbance, when you are unable to sleep properly. Okay, so sleep disturbance can definitely hamper your health, your physical health, your mental health. Okay, so if you are stressed, this is one of the first and foremost things that you are going to see. You will not be able to sleep properly. Either you'll have insomnia, you'll be unable to sleep, or you will not be able to sleep peacefully. So you will not get that 7 or 8 hours of peaceful sleep if you are stressed, because stress does not allow the person to be at peace. The stress does not allow the person to sleep peacefully. Okay, so sleep disturbance is one of the signs of stress, or stress can often be accompanied by this particular thing, that is sleep disturbance. Okay, next is a clenched jaw. Now what is a clenched jaw? So when you kind of squeeze your teeth together. Okay, usually when you are angry or when you are upset. Okay, so whenever you are stressed, this can be a reaction. Okay, whenever you are stressed, so this can be a kind of a reaction. So you squeeze your teeth together, and that is kind of a thing that you do, that is kind of a thing you might do when you are stressed. Okay, So suppose you have Viva, and before the Viva starts, suppose you are very tensed or nervous or you are stressed, so you might squeeze your teeth together, and that shows that you are stressed. Okay, so this is another sign of stress. Or when you are stressed, you do this particular thing. Okay, it is kind of a reaction. Then again, when you grind your teeth together, that is again another sign of stress. Okay, when you grind your teeth together, so that is also um, another sign of stress. Okay, next is digestive upsets. So when you're unable to digest your food, when you are unable to eat properly, when you are unable to digest the food that you're having properly, when you're unable to digest the food that you're eating properly, or you're not able to eat properly, then that is again another sign of stress. Okay, it can be a sign of any other thing as well, but it can be also a sign of stress. Okay, lump in your throat, when you feel like you have a lump in your throat and you are unable to talk properly, when you're unable to speak properly, so that is again another cause of another sign of stress. Okay, then difficulty swallowing. Now when you're unable to, so these are some of the very common signs of stress. Okay, or these are certain things that you do or that actually takes place when you are stressed. So when you are stressed, you will not feel like eating and will not feel like swallowing, and you will face certain difficulty while swallowing. So that is another sign of stress. Okay, then when you are not in a mood to interact with people properly, agitated behavior like twiddling your fingers, so this is another sign of stress. Next, another sign is when you're constantly playing with your hair, when you're touching your hair every now and then that is another sign of stress. So when you are nervous, when you are stressed, okay, you are not supposed to do these kind of things, because if you do these kind of things, because certain things can be controlled. Of course, certain things cannot be controlled, but certain things can be controlled and managed at that particular moment itself. Some few certain things will take some time, but some of the things can be managed instantly. Okay, so if you realize that you are doing this out of stress, so you can suddenly stop yourself from doing it, such as playing with your hair. If you are kind of stressed, suppose in an interview, if you are stressed or nervous, then if you are just touching your hair or playing with your hair, then once you just realize it, you can stop it. Okay, because the other person, when you're having a conversation with someone or when you are interacting with someone, the other person should not actually um, actually the other person should not know that you are stressed. Okay, so if you do certain things, if you do these kind of things, then definitely the other person will be able to figure out that yes, this person is stressed, and in certain situations you should not let this happen. Okay, so you need to control these kind of reactions. Okay, and these kind of things can definitely be controlled. Okay, so playing with your hair can be a sign of stress sometimes. Okay, next is increased heart rate. Okay, so when your heart kind of beats uh, very fast, okay, then that can be a sign of stress. So whenever you are stressed or nervous, then generally the first thing that you would feel is an increased heart rate, isn't it? An increased heart rate. If you are afraid of something, if you're nervous, so your heart rate will automatically increase. Okay, so that's something that is very common when you are stressed. Next is general restlessness, when you feel anxious, when you are unable to do anything, peacefully, when you feel that kind of restlessness, when you're unable to do anything peacefully, when you're not able to concentrate, that is again another sign of stress, or that is also a result of stress. Then sense of muscle tension in your body or actual muscle twitching. So when you feel that your body is unable to perform the regular activities properly, when you feel or sense certain kind of muscle tension in your body, then again this is a sign of stress, or this is something that accompanies stress. So these are some of the things which actually accompany stress. Okay, so whenever you are stressed, you go through these kind of things or situations. Next is non-cardiac chest pains. Okay, now non-cardiac chest pains means when you are not having any kind of heart disease, but yet you feel some kind of pain uh, due to stress. Okay, due to stress. So it has no relation with any kind of disease, but because you are stressed, so you are having some kind of chest pains, chest pain. Okay, and this is something that can accompany stress, that can sometimes accompany stress, and you might feel this out of stress. Pain on your chest, you can feel chest pain out of stress. Then dizziness. So another 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 thing that you might face when you are stressed, or another sign of stress can be dizzy. When you feel dizzy, when you're unable to see things clearly or unable to walk properly. Okay, so this can again be something that can accompany stress. Next is just a minute, students. Hyperventilating. Now, what is hyperventilating? When you breathe in a very fast manner. Okay, that's what hyperventilating is. So, when you breathe abnormally, and when you breathe when you breathe very fast, okay, abnormally in a rapid rate. Okay, so when you have sudden increase, uh, sudden rate of increase, breathe, okay, when you suddenly breathe abnormally, that's another sign of stress, or when you are stressed, this can happen to you. Okay, is it clear? Hyperventilating, breathing abnormally.
Yes, ma'am.
Hyperventilating is breathing abnormally. So when you are stressed, you might not be able to breathe in a normal way. Okay, so when you are stressed, you might hyperventilate. Okay, you might breathe at an abnormally rapid rate. Okay, next is sweaty palms. Another sign of stress is when you have sweaty palms, when your palms sweat. Okay, so that can be a sign of stress, or sweaty palms can be something that can accompany stress. Okay, so whenever you are stressed, you might have sweaty palms. Then nervousness, again, whenever you are stressed, you'll feel nervous, you'll not feel confident. Okay, so nervousness is another thing that accompanies stress. Next is stumbling over words, when you are unable to figure out what to say, what not to say, when you are unable to use the right words, when you are unable to figure out the right words, or when you lost the balance, okay, when you lost the flow, then that means you are stressed, and due to stress this kind of situation might occur. Okay, this kind of situation might occur. So you might stumble whenever you are stressed. You might not be able to figure out the right words, or you might not be able to speak fluently. Okay, or you might repeat the same word again and again, or you may speak in a very fast way, or you might use uh, a lot of words, unnecessary words, which are not at all necessary. Okay, so whenever you are stressed, this kind of situation might take place. Then high blood pressure, stress can again cause high blood pressure. So your blood pressure might increase due to stress. Next is lack of energy. So you might not feel that energetic, or you might not like to do certain tasks due to stress. So whenever a person is stressed, the person lacks energy, the person lacks confidence, the person lacks energy, because whenever a person is stressed, the person is in some other zone, and the person does not want to do anything, okay, due to stress. And lack of energy is another sign of stress, or stress can definitely affect your energy level. It can definitely kind of hamper the energy that you carry or you have. Next is fatigue. You might feel tired due to stress. You might feel very tired due to no reason. Okay. If you are stressed, if suppose you are stressed and suppose you have not done any hard work or anything as such, but still you feel so tired, and that can be due to stress. Now, these are some of the very common signs of stress. So, whenever you are stressed, you might also feel these kind of things. Whenever you are stressed, you might have you might feel some kind of chest pains, you might feel dizziness, you might have sweaty palms, you might not be able to speak fluently, you might have high blood pressure, you might feel tired, so you might have some digestive issues, you might have some kind of restlessness, you might not be able to sleep properly. Okay, so these are some of the common signs of stress. So whenever you are stressed, you can actually feel most of the things that I have mentioned. Is it clear, students? Is it clear? So it's very easy to actually figure out. So if these things are actually um, if these things are actually taking place, if you are feeling anything as such, anything out of these things, that means you are stressed. Sometimes you are also unable to figure out whether you are stressed or not. Okay, you might feel that this is kind of general fatigue, or you might feel that this is some kind of general thing, but sometimes you might be actually very stressed. Okay, and due to stress these kind of things are actually happening. So if you see yourself doing these kind of things, or if you see that these kind of things are happening, then just try to think of it properly, and just try to observe it and figure out the reason, figure out the causes, and then you will definitely be able to sort out the whole issue. Okay, if you want to manage your stress, first of all you have to know that you are stressed, and then you have to know the cause behind it. Okay, why are you stressed? And then only you will be able to figure out the solution or find out the solution. So these are some of the signs of stress. So if you are, again I'm repeating, so if you are facing these kind of things, if these things are happening, and if you are doing these things, then that means you are stressed. So just observe yourself, just try to find out why are you stressed, because once you try to find out why are you stressed, once you find it out, then only you'll be able to solve the whole matter. Okay, is it clear, students? There are a lot of
Yes,
other
ma'am.
signs as well. Okay, there are a lot of other signs as well, and these are some of the common signs of stress. And it's not necessary that if you are stressed you will have these signs. You might have some of the signs, you might not have some of the signs, and you might have some other signs as well. Okay, when you are stressed, some other things can also accompany you. Okay, some other reactions, there can be some other reactions as well. So it's not necessary that you'll have these reactions only, you'll have these signs only. So it depends upon the circumstances. It totally depends upon the situation, and also it depends upon what kind of a person you are. So we are all different, isn't it? We are all different. So I cannot say that if I have these kind of signs when I am stressed, or these kind, I react in this way, I react in this particular way when I'm stressed, you might react in a different way. Okay, so you have to figure it out, how do you react whenever you are stressed. So these are some of the common ones. You might react in, suppose, in these ways as well, or you might have these signs as well, or you might have some other as well. Okay, but the thing is you have to figure it out. I hope it is clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so moving ahead, just a minute, students. Okay, so what is stress management? So now that that sometimes stress can be good, sometimes stress can be bad, and some of the causes of stress, and what are the signs of stress, or how generally we react whenever we are stressed. Now you know the causes, but how to actually manage stress, because stress can be very dangerous sometimes. Stress can be really harmful sometimes. As I had already explained in the last class, that stress can sometimes be very harmful, and it can affect your health, it can affect you mentally as well as physically. So sometimes stress lasts for a short span of time, and sometimes stress lasts for many days, a long duration. When stress lasts for a long duration, then stress can be really dangerous. Okay, sometimes stress can be very it can last for 5 minutes, it can last for 10 minutes, it can last for 1 hour, or maybe a day. Okay, maybe a day. And this kind of stress is known as short term stress. Okay, short term stress. Now, short term stress is not that harmful. Okay, because short term stress is not long lasting, it does not last for a long duration. But long term stress can be very harmful because it lasts for a very long duration. Sometimes it can also last for 1 year, for years. Okay, so if you are in that kind of a situation, okay, then you need to manage stress, you need to be able to manage stress, and how will you be able to do so, and what is the basic concept of stress management, and what is stress management all about. So stress is something that cannot be eliminated. Okay, stress cannot be eliminated, so you cannot avoid it. Okay, sometimes it is impossible to avoid it. Okay, or stress can also be regarded as inevitable. Okay, stress can be regarded as inevitable because you cannot stop stress. You cannot stop stress, or you cannot just eliminate stress from your life. Okay, so that is why stress can be regarded or referred to as inevitable. Stress is inevitable. Stress is certain to happen or is unavoidable. Okay, now if this is certain to happen or if it is unavoidable, then you need to find out a way to manage it. Okay, if it is something that cannot be eliminated or stopped, you need to find out certain ways to manage it. Okay, and that's what the concept of stress management is. Okay, it is a set of technique. Okay, it is a technique which can help you to manage your stress. It can help you to live happily. It can help you to live peacefully. I cannot say that you will be able to eliminate stress from your life, but if you try to manage stress, if you try to learn to manage stress, then you'll definitely be able to see a lot of change. Whenever you will be stressed, you will definitely be able to deal with it. Now it is all about how you take care of yourself. Okay, how you understand yourself, how you take care of yourself. So if you take care of yourself, if you treat yourself properly, if you observe yourself, then you will definitely be able to manage stress. You will definitely be able to handle any kind of situation which might actually hamper your mental peace. Okay, now stress can be very disturbing at times, and it can lead to death as well. It can lead to suicides, and due to depression a lot of people have also committed suicide. So that is why we should try to control stress so that we can control these kind of situations. Okay, so nowadays it's very stress is kind of very common because we have a life that is filled up with a lot of problems. Okay, so that is why stress is very common. Okay, so because we live that kind of a life, and because there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of pressure, and we want to do a lot of things, we have a lot of dreams, desires, and that is why we also have a lot of stress in our life. Now how to get rid of these kind of tensions. Okay, or how to actually manage, how to be actually able to manage these kind of situations. Let us see how can you actually be able to manage stress. Okay, now again I'm repeating, stress management is a kind of technique. It is a kind of technique which will help you to manage stress. Okay, it will help you to analyze the reasons, the analyze the causes of stress, and therefore it is going to help you, these techniques will help you to manage your stress. And stress management is a very important concept, and it should be a part of our life. We should include stress management in our life in order to be able to manage with all the stress and problems we have in our life. Is the concept of stress management clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so moving ahead, how will you be able to manage stress? So these are some of the common things which will help you to manage stress. And again, I'm repeating, every individual will have his or her own way to manage any kind of situation, or to control any kind of situation, or to manage stress. Okay, so for that you have to know yourself, and then definitely you'll be able to figure out the ways. These are some of the uh, common common ways to manage stress. Set aside leisure time. So you must have a leisure time. Okay, you must have some time for yourself every day. You must set aside some time for yourself every day. And if you have some time for yourself on a regular basis, you will get to do you'll get to do whatever you like to do, and you will actually feel rejuvenated. Okay, you will actually feel rejuvenated. We have a lot of things on a regular basis. We have a lot of things to do on a day-to-day basis, isn't it? So setting aside a leisure time on a regular basis, okay, for example, if you keep half an hour for yourself, it is going to definitely help you to rejuvenate yourself. Okay, and this is something that is very important. You must keep some time for yourself as well, apart from whatever commitments you have made or whatever you do. You must keep some time for yourself, and that particular time should be your own. Okay, and nobody should disturb you. Nobody should be actually allowed to disturb you during that particular time. Next is do something you enjoy every day. So every day, in order to keep going, do something which will help you to kind of stay motivated. Okay, do something that you actually like to do. Suppose you like to sing, so take out some time, sing your favorite song, which will actually help you to motivate yourself, and which will help you to release all your stress. Then keep your sense of humor. Sense of humor will also help you to stay away from stress. Then do not overcommit yourself. Never ever overcommit yourself, because overcommitting, overworking will always lead to stress. So do not overcome it. Okay, whatever you can do, just stick to that. Okay, do not overcome it. There are a lot of people who are like, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this, and they will commit to 10 different people regarding 10 different tasks. Now, it's not possible for one person to do 10 different tasks in a day, isn't it? So that is why do not commit. Before committing, just think about it, whether you'll be able to keep it or not. Then prioritize task. Prioritizing will help you to figure out what is important and what is not important. Then break projects into small steps. Whatever task you have to do, just try to break it into small steps, and this is going to help you to do your task properly, complete it on time, and also it will help you to kind of stay away from stress. Okay, next is delegate responsibility. Whenever you are working in a team, whenever you are a part of team, try to divide the responsibilities. Do not just try to do everything yourself, because it would be very stressful, it would get very stressful. So try to divide the responsibilities. Then next is eat a healthy diet. So eating healthy will help you to live a healthy life. Okay, eating healthy will help you to actually stay away from a lot of diseases. Okay, so that is why eating healthy is very helpful. Then learn to forgive, because letting go is something that will help you to release stress. Okay, so do not just stick to one thing forever. If somebody has done some mistake, or if you have done something which should have not been done, learn to forgive things and move ahead. Then share your feelings. Sharing your feelings will always help you to release stress. Okay, so you need to always share how you feel, whatever you feel, with someone whom you trust or whom you love. Okay, sharing your feelings will definitely help you to manage your stress. So these are some of the common ways to manage stress. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so today we don't have much time. The session might be disconnected at any moment, so I will not ask you any kind of questions now. Just go through the notes. Tomorrow, if you have any kind of doubts, you can let me know. And if you have not responded to your roll call, if you could not respond to the roll calls, then please let me know your roll numbers. If any student could not respond to the roll call, please let me know your roll number. Okay then, students, that's all for today. Thank you so much. See you in the next class.
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.